As you've made a reference to Senegal, we now have to cross over urgently to the inauguration of President-elect. Thank you so much for your analysis today, Mr. Dayo Shobowale. Right, we cross over to Senegal, where President-elect Diomaye Bassirou Faye is now being inaugurated as the President of Senegal. This is taking place live at Diamniadio, which is just about 30 kilometers outside of Senegal. Now, we all know that he will take up the baton from Macky Sall today, and he will serve as Senegal's 5th president. And this ceremony is, of course, being attended by several heads of state. We now see the official swearing in taking place.
Le Conseil constitutionnel.
So that will be taken during the swearing-in ceremony is the public hearing of the Constitutional Council. So the 7 judges sitting at the council will oversee the proclamation of the presidential election results, and then the president of the council will then deliver a speech which will be followed by the swearing in, which is what we are seeing currently. So after the closing of this ceremony, Senegal's youngest president will be awarded with the Order of Grand Croix de l'Ordre National du Lion, as well as the Collier du Grand Maître de l'Ordre National du Lion, which is very similar to what we would call the GCFR, here in Nigeria. Several dignitaries in attendance. In the background earlier, I believe we saw President Nana Akufo-Addo of Ghana. We know that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is in attendance as well. Gambia's President Adama Barrow is also present, as well as President of Guinea-Bissau, Umaro Sissoko Embalo, and the chairperson of the African Union, Moussa Faki Mahamat, and Foreign Minister of Mali, Abdoulaye Diop. There we see a handshake between the president, now officially the president of Senegal, Bassirou Diomaye Faye, 44 years old, who was in prison just 2 weeks ago. They're saying from the prison to the palace.
While they were with us, because yesterday during the review, I remember you talked about how Senegal might have taken a leaf or a lesson from our own election, which took place in 2023. Now that you're watching this, is it taking you back down memory lane?
Of course. You know, yesterday I said not many people have gone to power from prison. I mentioned Mandela and Kwame Nkrumah. Yes, you are seeing one, right? Your own generation now.
Yes.
You are seeing one now. So
he's in good company.
I'm very happy about it. I'm very happy about it. As to whether they borrow a leaf or whether we borrow a leaf, this is a good example of democracy working.
Absolutely.
And democracy in action. A few weeks ago, this guy was in prison. Now he's been sworn in. I mean, that's a glorious development. I feel happy and privileged to watch. I'm happy about it. And you see their own constitution now. Is the council swearing in the president. And the council took a very, very serious part in all of this, in making sure that this second, today is April 2nd, the tenure of Macky Sall ends today. And whereas he extended his power till December, before people started the protest. And then he cut it to July. And now, see, God is in control at times.
God is in control. Or the Constitution is at work.
What?
I said, the Constitution is at work.
Or both.
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 Yeah, by the grace of God.
Yes, by the grace of God, absolutely.
Is God not where the sage goose? God is there too.
Yes.
I love this development. You see, later we will appreciate it. We will appreciate it.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
And
I'm very happy about it.
And you're right, Mr. Shobowale, the optics are incredible, especially that, these are the same 7 constitutional judges of the Constitutional Council who upheld this process, who ensured that without fail today, April 2nd. And of course, also just, I think this is a great moment for Senegalese opposition who also stood their ground and said,
yes.
no matter what, April 2nd is April 2nd. Give us 1 week to campaign if you like, but we must go to elections no matter what.
And they were very realistic. They provided for exigencies. It is not this Faye who should be here now. The person they targeted was the major opposition leader. They made laws that made it impossible for him to contest. So he improvised. I said the secretary of the party, this was the secretary of the party, to stand in for him in the election. Although they released the leader later, but he was ineligible to contest. I see. His secretary has won.
Yeah.
And that is leadership.
It's another topic of conversation where people are saying
leadership.
godfatherism at play. Will they be able to work well together?
This is not godfather office. This was secretary.
Yeah.
This has nothing to do with godfatherism. This is providing for exigencies, being proactive, forward-looking.
True.
That you could all die. Okay, the two of them were in prison at one time. Do you get me? But luckily, these judges put down their foot, including, using the people. Those who wanted to stay in power, wanted to use religion as a weapon. They said this Ramadan, this country with 90%
Muslims, yes.
So they said Ramadan. This judge said no, Ramadan has nothing to do with this. We will go on.
Mr.
The
Shobo,
swearing must take place on April 2nd. We are here.